Hey, glad you're here. You know, sometimes games don't really land the way they're supposed to. They come out, people move on, and they just sort of get left behind. But every now and then, those same games turn out to be something pretty special when you take a closer look. Today, I just wanted to sit down and share a few of those with you. These are 10 open-world games that flopped when they first came out, but they're actually quietly incredible if you give them a little time. Some of them grew on me in unexpected ways, and maybe they'll surprise you too. So let's just take it slow and walk through these together. You know, sometimes a game just quietly sticks with you long after you've put the controller down, and Sleeping Dogs is one of those for me. It pulls you into a version of Hong Kong that feels alive in the little moments, the busy street markets, the flicker of neon signs at night, the way people casually chat as you walk past. What really makes it special, though, is how natural everything feels when you're moving through the city. The hand-to-hand combat has this weight to it, like you can actually feel the rhythm of every fight, and weaving through traffic on a motorcycle feels oddly peaceful, especially when you're just taking your time. It's not just about big missions, it's about wandering, noticing the quiet details, and getting a sense of place that feels both familiar and new at the same time. There's something about the way it lets you explore at your own pace that makes it easy to come back to, even years later. It's a story that feels close, but what really stays with you is the city itself. It gently invites you to keep discovering. Here's something a little different that I've been thinking about lately. Watch Dogs Legion quietly builds a version of London that feels surprisingly personal when you slow down and just let yourself walk through it. There's this calm satisfaction in how the city hums around you, with little moments like street musicians playing on the corner or the soft glow of rainy nights reflecting off the pavement. What really caught me off guard is the way you can step into the lives of so many different people, each with their own quiet routines and stories, and somehow it doesn't feel rushed or forced. It just unfolds at your own pace. The way you can choose who to play as and how to move through the world makes everything feel kind of flexible, like you're gently shaping your own small story inside a much bigger city. It's not always about the big action, it's about drifting through the streets, noticing the way the world carries on with or without you, and finding those peaceful in-between moments that make the whole thing feel real. There's this other gem I've been spending time with lately, and it surprised me in a quiet way. Mad Max offers something that feels oddly peaceful, even though it's set in a harsh, empty desert. What really pulls you in isn't just the big fights or the dusty car chases, it's the long, open stretches of road where you can just drive, with nothing but the sound of the wind and the soft rumble of your engine to keep you company. The world feels wide and worn, almost like it's waiting for you to notice the little details scattered across the sand-old wrecks, lonely outposts, and distant storms on the horizon. It's a place that's tough and broken, but there's something strangely beautiful about the way you slowly make your way through it, 1 mile at a time. The way the car handles, the rhythm of collecting scraps, the quiet moments between the chaos, it all comes together to create something that sticks with you. It's not loud or flashy when you take it slow, it's just this calm, rugged adventure that invites you to keep exploring at your own pace. I really want to show you this next one because it quietly does something special. It gives you that feeling of being completely alone, but in the best possible way. No Man's Sky is like stepping into a peaceful dream where the whole universe is just waiting for you to wander through it. You can lift off from one planet and drift through endless space, not really knowing where you'll end up, and that's what makes it feel so personal. The quiet hum of your ship, the soft crunch of footsteps on strange new worlds, and the little surprises tucked away in the corners of each planet, these small moments gently pull you in. There's no rush, no pressure, it's just you taking your time, slowly building your own story as you travel from star to star. What makes it worth exploring isn't some big dramatic mission, it's the simple joy of landing somewhere new, seeing a sky you've never seen before, and realizing that you might be the only person who's ever been there. It's a soft, open kind of adventure that lets you go wherever you feel like going, whenever you're ready. Here's something different I've been playing lately, and it's been quietly refreshing. Sunset Overdrive has this playful energy, but what really caught me is how peaceful it can feel when you're just gliding across the city, moving at your own pace. The world is bright and a little wild, filled with colorful streets and winding rails that almost invite you to keep going, not because you have to, but because it just feels good to move. There's this smooth rhythm to the way you can bounce, grind, and swing through the world, and sometimes it's nice to simply get lost in that motion without thinking too much about the next big moment. The small details make the city feel alive in its own quirky way. Paint splashes on rooftops, cozy little corners between buildings, and the quiet stretches where the noise fades and it's just you riding the rails. It's not about rushing or chasing anything, it's about the calm fun of moving through a space that feels like it was made for you to explore in your own time, however you like. You might not have heard about this one in a while, but I've been spending some quiet time with Rage 2, and there's something unexpectedly relaxing about just cruising through its wide, dusty roads. Even though it's known for its wild action, what really stood out to me were the slower moments in between the stretches where you're driving across open landscapes with the wind softly trailing behind you and no one around for miles. The world feels rough and a little broken, but it's sprinkled with strange, colorful spots that gently invite you to stop and look around. The way the vehicles glide across the sand, the crunch of gravel under your boots, the sound of distant storms, it all gives the place a raw, open feel that's kind of calming when you're not in the middle of a firefight. What makes it worth exploring isn't just the big battles, it's those quiet drives, the simple, steady way you carve your own path across the wasteland, and the surprising moments of calm hidden in a world that looks like it should always be loud. Sometimes that soft space between all the action is where the game really settles in and feels just right. Here's something different I've been playing that really surprised me in a quiet, good way. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning has this gentle rhythm to it that makes it feel easy to sink into, even when the world around you is big and full of stories. What I found special here isn't just the combat, though that feels smooth and satisfying. It's the peaceful moments when you're just wandering through the forests, crossing small wooden bridges, or pausing by streams while soft music drifts in the background. The world has this bright, colorful feel that slowly wraps around you as you explore, with little hidden corners that invite you to stop and take your time. It's not about rushing to the next quest, it's about walking through sunlit fields, finding quiet villages, and gently building your own path as you go. There's something really comforting about how it all flows, like the game patiently waits for you, letting you choose when to move forward. I've been enjoying the calm of it, just exploring at my own pace, letting the story unfold when I'm ready, and finding that steady, peaceful feeling that keeps me coming back.
Wait, do you hear something? More to offer!
There's this other gem I've been spending some quiet time with lately, Days Gone, And what really stayed with me isn't what most people usually talk about. It's not just about the danger or the fast moments. It's about the quiet rides, the long stretches where you're just out there on your bike, gently weaving through trees with the sound of the engine humming beneath you. The world feels soft in those moments, even though it's broken and overgrown. I found myself stopping sometimes just to watch the fog roll over the hills or to sit by the side of the road while the wind moved through the grass. The way the roads twist through abandoned towns, the slow rhythm of fixing up your bike, and the feeling of traveling at your own pace, it all creates this steady, peaceful journey that's easy to get lost in. What makes it special isn't the rush to get anywhere. It's the feeling of being out there, quietly making your way, and finding space to breathe in a world that feels like it's slowly healing underneath it all.
There we go.
You might not have heard about this one in a while, but Fallout New Vegas is something I've been quietly revisiting, and it has this calm, thoughtful way of pulling you in when you least expect it. There's something about walking through its quiet desert spaces, hearing the soft crunch of gravel under your boots, and just taking your time as the world slowly unfolds around you. It's not about rushing to the next big moment. It's about drifting through little towns, stopping to talk to strangers, and gently shaping your own story in a place that feels rough but oddly peaceful. The world has a worn, dusty charm to it, with small details scattered everywhere, broken road signs leaning into the wind, old radios playing songs that somehow make the empty spaces feel less lonely. What really makes it special is the freedom to just wander, to choose where to go, and to quietly find your own path without feeling pushed. It's a slow, steady kind of adventure that gives you room to breathe. And even though it's set in a place that's been through a lot, there's a soft rhythm to it that makes it feel quietly alive. Here's something different I've been exploring. MindsEye caught my attention in a quiet way, and even though it didn't land perfectly with everyone, there's something about it that gently pulls you in if you take your time with it. The world feels a little distant, almost like you're walking through someone else's memory, where the edges are soft and the streets feel strangely familiar, but just out of reach. What I really enjoyed was the slow, steady rhythm of moving through those spaces where you can pause, look around, and notice the smaller details that most people might miss, like the quiet hum of passing trains, flickering lights on empty corners, or the way the sky gently shifts as you keep going. There's a thoughtful calm to it, something that doesn't try to impress you with big, loud moments. It just patiently waits for you to find your own way through. Even though the story has its rough spots, the peaceful parts of wandering and slowly piecing things together made it feel worth staying in that world a little longer, just to see what else might quietly unfold around the next corner. So, that's a little look at these 10 open-world games that flopped but are secretly incredible today. Sometimes the best games are the ones that take a little time to really show what they're made of. I've just been enjoying spending quiet moments with these worlds, and maybe you found something here that feels worth checking out at your own pace. If you've played any of these, or if you've got your own hidden favorites, you're always welcome to share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what's been sticking with you. And if you've been enjoying these kinds of calm chats, you're welcome to hang around for more whenever you feel like it. No rush, no pressure. Thanks for being here with me today. It's been really nice to just sit and talk about these little gems. I'll see you again soon.